Hello and welcome to the Tech with Heart show. I am your host, Michelle Calloway. Tech with Heart is all about empowering and enlightening entrepreneurs and small business owners to embrace technologies and systems and strategies that will help them stay competitive and relevant in today's digital business landscape. And so today's topic, we're talking about how you can get your message heard and increase your influence and to be seen as a thought leader that is going to attract all kinds of clients as well as amazing people to be interviewed on your show, because we're going to talk about hosting your own show with special guest Raven, the talk show maven. I'm telling you, she is the real deal, folks. She's actually been doing broadcasting for 30 plus years and has won multiple awards as a show host. She's also received the Lifetime Achievement Award from President Barack Obama. So I would like to have you help me welcome to the Tech with Heart stage, Raven Blair Glover. Yay!
Well, hello. I think I need to join you on camera. I don't see you. Okay, there I am. Hey, everybody.
You are on and spotlighted.
Yay!
So Raven, without further ado, I'd love to hear from you as far as like what has been being a show host, what has that done for you and or for your clients as far as elevating your influence in the eyes of others and getting them to pay a lot more attention to you?
Oh my God. I don't know where to start. First of all, thank you for having me on your show, Tech with Heart. I'm so excited. It's been a while since I've been here. So I appreciate that. And thanks to all your listeners for tuning in today. Let's start with me. I would say for myself, it has just completely changed my life. You know, as a little girl, I wanted to be a broadcaster. I wanted to be actually a DJ. And so I always had that hunger. But when I heard a guy by the name of Alex Mandossian say the quickest way to become an expert is to interview other experts, and I drafted my show and created it from the hospital while waiting for my mother to get well, I had no idea, absolutely no idea that number one, that would ever really unleash the power of my voice, because I always felt like Casper. So when I'm behind this mic, you know, my strength, my power, you know, I'm just alive. I light up. I feel like that 13-year-old girl sneaking down to the radio station, but I'm not. I'll be 72 in a couple weeks. And I feel like I'm a teenager. It's crazy, I know, but that's how much passion I have for what I do. So it's completely changed my life. And to get the award by Barack Obama, well, you know, that just blew me away. I still have to pinch myself. For my clients, I'm finding that they have the same experience as me, you know, as I did and as I still do. And I've been doing it this year, makes 17 years, and I still have that joy. I still have that excitement. I can be down all day long, but you put me behind a mic on either side of the microphone, I'm like a little kid, jumping up and down like a little kid. I'm jumping up and down like a little kid. And my clients, I see that too. I see it in you, you know, especially when they first started their show. And when, you know, once they've been doing it for a few years, like you have, and many of our hosts that we have on our network have, then, you know, they are just like anybody else. They're used to it, but you can still feel that passion, and it gives us so much exposure. I think the biggest thing it does, though, is give us a voice, you know, a voice. We are feeling like we're heard, you know, and then you add TV to it. Now we're being seen and heard, right? You know, and when people can see and hear you, oh my goodness, they begin to believe you, you know, because you can't hide behind the mic. You're out there both ways, you know. So I love it. And my clients, they love it. And it makes me feel good as a mentor, because, you know, you mentor people as well on And I think the biggest thing we get as a mentor is satisfaction to see them blossom, right? We know what it does for us, but when we see our clients that also felt like Casper, or felt dismissed, or felt like, there's so many people out here, why would anybody listen to me? And they really see that it's about your message. It's not about how popular you are. Sure, it helps if you're popular and social media and all that stuff. I'm not gonna lie, it definitely helps. But if you start from zero, like I did from the hospital, and nobody knows you, you're just interviewing. As long as you ask the question, zip it, ask the next question, zip it, and interview prominent people, you will leverage yourself up, leverage your business up. You will see self development in yourself, and you'll grow, and your business will scale just by having conversations with people that you have questions for. It's okay if you have questions for them. And then go out and ask your audience, hey, I'm going to be interviewing Brian Tracy. We're going to be talking about sales. What's your biggest challenge in sales? And get the questions from your listeners too.
Oh, that's a great point. I'm so glad you mentioned that. We're all struggling to be seen and heard in a very oversaturated digital environment, and podcasting has been explosive. But I love the fact that you mentioned the TV side of it, or even just the video side of it. Like, even if you just wanted to start your own YouTube channel, and take your podcast kind of essence, but turn on the video. Just flip it on. Howard Stern crushed it. He was one of the first ones to do that. And people loved watching Howard do his radio show. Isn't that just a crazy concept? But there are so many people.
And he doesn't have anything fancy. He just has his mic and he's just doing him. But you've seen him in action. You see him when he reaches over to grab a piece of paper or someone's book or whatever. And it's just interesting. And even if you're not, because some people, as you know, don't like interviewing. We both of us know that Alex Mendoza is correct. That's the quickest way to become an expert, is to interview others. But then you have people that they may have cooking, or maybe they have a hobby, or maybe they're just really, really confident in just delivering their heartfelt message themselves. They don't need no help. They don't need, they're okay. They just want to build them. They want to talk about their book or talk about their event and teach their clients what they want to know. A lot of people are using podcasting and broadcasting as an extended resource to their already built-in clientele. You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely. Because if they feel like they're an expert in their niche, they're going to just continue to show up providing expert insights, and that draw to tuning in is going to ultimately probably feed their funnel, which will bring more conversions and sales for their business. But you're right. The next question I wanted to ask you is kind of along those lines. Like, you and I we love the interview model. We love the give and take and the conversational aspect of doing interviews. But what type of experience would someone need to have in order to become a show host, whether it be a podcast or a video podcast?
Yeah, I'm so glad you asked that, because I was just recently asked to do a video for Podfest, and they wanted me to talk about the AI Chat GPT. You know how we've been loving that, right? And one of the things that I discovered in playing around with it and helping some of my clients that are new and they don't want to interview, but they don't know what to say, is when you use these real cool tech tools that we have, like Chat GPT, and has AI in it and stuff, you are able to pretty much create the show you want. You can basically say, hey, I want to talk about reinventing yourself, and I want to speak with baby boomer women, or the senior women, or men, or children, whoever you want to speak with. Create me or write me a great intro for the show. Let's say Amazing Women and Men in Power, my podcast. And I'm going to be talking about reinventing yourself when you're over 50. And they're going to give you some content, and then it's your voice. Of course, you want to, we're not going to do a class on this. You guys can find out from your beautiful host here, Michelle, because she really is becoming an AI Chat GPT kind of master on this. But you are able to basically create the content you want, And then you want to check it for plagiarism and all that stuff. And then what's really going to make it different, because a lot of things are just repeated over and over again across the internet and different ways, but it's pretty much the same message. You know what makes the difference? Your voice, right, Michelle?
Absolutely.
Your voice, your history behind this, your skills behind it, or maybe you're someone just learning it like your audience. When I started my show, you know, I wasn't an expert at anything except for being a good wife. Well, I guess I wasn't because he divorced me later. But anyway, that's another show. We won't go there. But, and a good mom. Yeah, and I was good in sales, but I didn't have any particular thing. I didn't have no secret sauce in anything, or I didn't know at that time. So that's why I chose interviewing. But if you were somebody's assistant at work, what do they call them? Executive secretary or something, you handled all that stuff, and you want to show people the ins and out of that, you can jump on the show and teach them what you already know. And if you're just getting going, then use a tool like ChatGPT, OpenAI, whatever you want to call it, and have it help you. But then you want to check your sources, fact check, and then you want to just speak from your heart, your gut, and your soul what you know. It's okay to use examples, like in my presentation, I used the example of Joe Rogan and how he uses, ChatGPT to help him in getting his show's transcript, getting his show notes, and making it easy breezy for you or his team, so you don't have to do a lot of the behind the scenes stuff. So it's so many different ways you can do it. If there's a book you liked, and you don't have anything but you want to talk about that book, well, you just pick up the book and you tell everybody, let me see, what book do I have here? I'm just going to pick up a book just as an example. Okay. Oh, sorry about that. I got one of my mentors, Lisa Sasevich, Meant for More book. So if I didn't have anything else, I said, you know what? We're going to talk about how you are meant for more. I happen to get this book from one of my mentors, Lisa Sasevich. You can find it on Amazon or go to lisasasevich.com and follow along with me for the next 8 weeks as we take these chapters apart and break them apart and really dive deep, because we are meant for more. See how easy that was?
Being able to do business online is crucial for survival, especially during times of social distancing. So how do you survive and thrive in the sea of digital noise? It's a lot like fishing. You need to know who your perfect customer is so that you could use the right kind of lure to attract them. We help you catch your perfect customer and retain them for future sales through highly converting websites, influencer mobile apps, getting you featured in the news and on TV. Hi, my name is Jerry Bowden, U.S. Army veteran and president of Revealio Software Solutions. Our goal is to help you rise above the competition, be seen as an expert authority in your industry, and embrace technology to stay competitive for long-term success. It's more affordable than you may think. So reach out to us at Revealio.com, and together we will make your business come alive.
Yeah, I love the fact that you're giving us so many ideas for content. So then, therefore, you don't have to be the expert in everything in order to host a show. You can come up with all kinds of ideas to put your show around. But when it comes to experience, I think that what's more important than experience is purpose and passion. Like, I love how you said the voice, right? Your voice getting heard. There is something called an essence energy that comes out through your own voice that sends a frequency. And that frequency is what's going to resonate, along with some of the words that you're saying, of course. But
Yeah.
your essence energy can only come out through your voice. And that's why I love too about video is that it captures visually your essence energy. Remember that phrase about the nonverbal communication, like body language? It speaks volumes, right? So
Yep.
my recommendation for anybody, whether you want to do an audio only program or not, just flip on that video switch and saturate the market with your message, essentially your show, your interviews, and start elevating yourself on all fronts, because there's so many people who prefer to see it. There's so many people who prefer to hear it. And then there's so many people who prefer to read it. So just do it all. And do it
There
in
you
one
go.
fell swoop, right? Like get her done.
Get it done. Just step out there and remember, you do not have to be perfect. Okay. It doesn't have to be perfect to be great. What makes it great is you being the authentic you. And if you mess up, I learned this when I went from podcasting to being on CNN and CBS and other radio stations years ago. You know, what I learned is I can't stop the recording because it's live. I learned I couldn't go in and edit out all my ums and you knows and whatever I didn't, like I dropped my glasses here. I couldn't edit that out. You know, so I had to be the authentic me and say, whoops, or if I messed up, said, guess I need another cup of coffee. Hold on, you know, and you just kind of just, you know, have a little wit about you, you know what I'm saying? And just be you. Everybody makes mistakes. We make mistakes all day long. Even when we don't realize it, we do. Okay. We just get good at pushing past those mistakes. And most of the audience didn't even catch what you're going to correct. But you don't want to just act like it didn't happen either. So, you know, they always say if you can laugh at yourself, you know, people love that, right? We're not trying to be, back in the day, when I first started out in podcasting, believe it or not, Michelle, that was 2006. People really did want perfection back then. If you really think back years ago, you were scared to step out there. You were scared to speak or anything because you felt like, I don't know enough. I'm not good enough. Oh, let me see. The Toastmasters say, go to the left, touch your heart. I mean, when I tried that, I was on stage. I was like, okay. I didn't know what to touch. Do I go to the left? Do I go to the right? But the minute I just been me, I said, look, you know, you guys, look, I'm just going to tell you this is what it is. And I just spoke and gave them what they wanted to hear, gave them solutions. Give your audience solutions to where their pain is. And give them, you know, give them excitement. Help them, you know, understand, yes, you're in pain now, but we're gonna hit that joy. And this is what joy looks like. And that's just why I'm going to interview Michelle, or this is why I'm going to talk more about how you are meant for more. And you can go get that book. Or, you know, hey, like I said, just use Chat GPT because it's amazing. It will give you the content. And nobody can deliver that content like you.
Yes,
It's your voice, it's your stories, it's your client stories.
And people are craving authenticity right now. So
loving it.
They're tired of being sold to. Just be as real as possible, but while maintaining a certain professionalism, of course, and roll through your mistakes and stay authentic to who you are and your brand, but also obviously provide value. So that's all you need as far as experience, right?
That's it. Just throw yourself out there, step into your greatness. Don't wait to be great is what we always say. Do it now because time is precious. Well, my husband just had a very close friend that's like a brother to him, and he's big in the production world of music and has done equipment, built studios, and people like Drake's and Prince studio and Michael Jackson studio. He's done all this work, and he was planning on going to what was a few weeks ago, the Oscars, I believe it was, and no, it was Grammys, I believe, because it's music related. He was talking to his friends, ready to go, and between the time he left his friend's house and the next day, he had a stroke. Now he can't talk. He can't walk.
Wow.
He can learn and he would develop it, you know. Sinbad went through a stroke. I don't know if many of them know about it. And he hasn't been out performing in 2-3 years. So we cannot wait to be great. The message you have in your heart, in your soul, in your gut, if you're wondering when's the right time for you to unleash it, the right time is now. Just do it.
I couldn't agree with you more. It is so imperative, right? Just get going. You can use your cell phone, you can use your webcam. You don't have to have all of the bells and whistles, the big deep mics. Just make sure that you test yourself and see how you like it, and then run it by a few people. Do they like it? If you really, 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 really want to do some phenomenal work, reach out and connect with Raven. She'll hook you up. She'll set you up. She made it so easy for me to take my show from just Facebook Live to now being circulated everywhere on streaming TV and podcasts all over the place, as well as iHeart radio stations on a daily. And it's just phenomenal to know that my calling and my purpose is being broadcast out there, and I'm sharing it with other experts on a weekly basis. And it's exciting. It's all part of what gets me going about my business, is to be able to share it with others.
Yeah, and we got to tell them that they can make some money too.
Yeah, I know. I wanted to go there real quick. I know we're running short on time, but what can you speak as far as how is it possible, or is it even possible, to make good money from your show?
Oh yeah, thank you for bringing that up, because I always want to leave with this message, because most people are like, well, yeah, I don't really need the visibility. I'm okay. Or I'm not going to make any money. I don't have the time. You can turn anything into a profit if you have the desire. So let's start with that. Okay. It's the mindset shift. You know that, right, Michelle? The mindset shift. If you tell it, what Mary Kay Ash said, if you think you can't, you can. And if you think you can't, you're right. Right. So don't put the negative thoughts, and just make the decision that you want to profit from your show. And then think about, okay, what do I have already that I can do my own commercial? Because I have my own show, and I can sprinkle my commercial at the beginning, in the middle, and the end, because you don't want to wait till the end, because people are listening at different times, especially if it's a podcast. They can't stay all the time. So you want to make sure you get that commercial in. So you can do that, number one. Have an offer, put a package together, get with Michelle or myself, and you can put a package together. You have to have a package. You got to lead the listeners from being just a listener to a fan, and from a fan to a buyer. But if you don't have an offer, whether it be leading them to your coaching, and we're talking about listeners now, them being able to say, hey, you caught this on our podcast. We went really an hour, not just 30 minutes. And you can catch that on our TV program or in our membership, and then lead them to where they can subscribe to that. They can enroll in your program, or, hey, if you got like what I talked about today and you want to go deeper, you need some hand holding, you got some questions, I have blocked out 7 slots for the listeners of Michelle, and you can go to, and I would give out my link, book me or whatever, book.me/Raven B. Glover, and you can go over there and book a time with me. But you got to run, don't walk, because those slots are going to be pretty fast. And then that way you can upsell them to whatever product or service that fits them once you find out where their pain is and stuff. So those are just really easy. Everybody, first thing they think about is sponsors. I'm going to say, if you think sponsors, think guest sponsors. Which of my guests that I let them come on for free for 7 minutes or 15 minutes? You don't have to let them stay for 30 minutes or an hour. Give them a free 7-minute slot, and then upsell them to a longer time, backed by popular demand, and we'll do a full hour. Or you were great on my podcast. Since we recorded this, I can put this on TV if you like, and put you on Roku and Amazon Fire, and normally it costs $7.97. But, since you did such a great job, we'll give you $200 off or something like that. And that's just a couple examples.
Yeah, those are great examples as well. The reality is that the show itself gives you the credibility, gives you the voice, gets your message heard, seen, and read, right? Mm-hmm. And then really the sales come in on the backside of it. And
on the backside, on the front side, because like I said, I started off with commercials. Okay. And I just, I learned from Alex also Mendoza, get your first dollar, see who's willing to raise their hand. So don't worry about hundreds or thousands. Just see who's willing to pay you $25 or $50. Hey, we can give you a 15-second commercial. We'll air it twice on the show that you're on, and we'll air it each week one time for the next 4 weeks. Normally I sell that for maybe $197. But what we're going to do is, for those that say yes, The first time I talk to them, we're going to take $100 off. So it's only going to cost you today, right now, this minute, $97. Are you in or out? Tell me quick, I got to go.
Yeah, so
this ain't nothing you got to sell a kid or sell an arm or anything.
no, it makes perfect sense. And I want to thank you for going there. We do need to wrap it up. And I just was wondering if you had like one thought or phrase for anybody that may be listening right now that is on the cusp or on the edge of thinking they want to go ahead and dive in, perhaps to start their own show.
You know what? Don't wait to be great. Do it now. Think about the story I told you about our friend, and we never know. And it's not a scare tactic. It's not meant to be a scare tactic. It's just a reality. It's the way it is. Every time we get up or go to bed or anything, we're only promised the moment we're in now. So if there's a message you want to get out there and you have a passion for it, there's a reason, understand what it is you want to get out and why it's important to you, and then just do it.
It's like it could be your legacy, right?
It could be your legacy. And the good thing about podcasting and books and these TV shows, long after we're gone, they keep living on. So your message doesn't stop. It's a lot of great people that set up podcasts. We've had even some on our network, and they're not here anymore, but their message stays on. And real quickly, I don't know if you know this, but we had a host by the name of Fana Hodel, and I think she may have been here before you came. Yeah, because it was 2018, I think, when she passed. But she started off a podcast, her first podcast with me, and then Lifetime did a whole bio series on her. And it's on the show because she, her history is that her grandfather was the Dahlia murderer. Yeah. And she didn't even know that was her grandfather and that, because she was Black, but she looked white, and such an amazing story. It all started from her podcast.
Wow. Raven, how can people reach out to you?
Well, I'm going to give you a link, okay, because I don't have it in front of me. And if you, I really was serious, I have 7 opportunities for you, for the people that are listening. If you like to get with me and talk about your show, 7 opportunities for you to book time with me. So 7 people, if you're serious and not just curious, then use the link that she will give you, okay? Time is precious. And I'm looking to change lives. So that's why I say if you're serious, but not just curious. If you're curious, it's okay, but it's not the time to speak. Just reach out to me via email, talkshowmaven@gmail.com, and I'm happy to send you one of our free books or reports.
Well, you heard it here, folks, from the Talk Show Maven, Raven, the Talk Show Maven. Thank you so much, Raven, for being our guest today and for talking about this very important topic.
And thank you, Michelle.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you're listening and you would love to be an expert on the Tech with Heart show, maybe you have valuable insights to share with our small business audience that really would love to learn more about either a technology or a system or a strategy that's really working well in today's digital environment. You heard a lot today about ChatGPT from Raven. You don't have to be tech savvy to gravitate towards these technologies. You definitely just need to be open-minded to using them. Come reach out to us at techwithheartnetwork.com. And if you would just like to be a part of a warm, really innovative, heart-centered community of entrepreneurs who love growing alongside one another, please join our network. Go to techwithheartnetwork.com and just join our community. You can join for free, or you can be an elevated influencer within our community and become a gold member. It's so easy and it's so affordable. And we love helping entrepreneurs. So here is to your success.
Your story needs to be seen and heard, and your brand needs to be revealed. Revealio elevates purpose-driven businesses into the spotlight through video storytelling, augmented reality video marketing, and professional website design. Get discovered online or in the news. Be featured in national magazines or host your own TV, podcast, or live radio show. Together, we make your brand come alive. All it takes is Revealio. Visit Revealio.com to get started today. Minority and service disabled veteran owned.